Ever been at a party and suddenly found yourself in the bathroom? Not because you had to go, but because it was the only place where nobody would try to talk to you? Yeah, you might be an introvert. Or maybe you've got a friend who disappears mysteriously halfway through every group hangout, only to reappear 3 days later via text, also an introvert. But what's actually going on inside the mind of someone like that? What's happening in the brain when socializing feels like a sprint, not a stroll? And why does recharging sometimes mean hiding in a blanket burrito and pretending the world doesn't exist? Today, we're diving deep into the inner workings of the quiet, mysterious, and surprisingly hilarious world inside the mind of an introvert. Welcome to Brain Scribbles, the channel where we doodle our way through the oddities of human behavior, science, psychology, and whatever else your brain didn't know it needed. Subscribe if you've ever overthought a text message or mentally rehearsed a phone call like it was opening night on Broadway. We see you, and we're about to explain you. Let's start with a myth. Introverts hate people. Wrong. Introverts don't hate people, they just hate small talk in crowded rooms, at weirdly loud volumes, while holding a soggy paper plate of mystery dip. Introverts like people, they just prefer them in smaller doses, preferably with an escape plan and a cat. Now here's the sciencey bit. Introversion isn't just a personality quirk, it's tied to how your brain is wired. Specifically, how it responds to stimulation. See, everyone's brain has a sweet spot for stimulation. Too little and you're bored. Too much and you're overwhelmed. Extroverts, they thrive on external stimulation. Conversations, noise, lights, action, and it's like fuel to their fire. Put them in a party and it's like throwing gasoline on a campfire. Whoosh! Introverts, though, they've got a lower threshold and they hit their stimulation limit fast. Put them in the same party and it's like microwaving a marshmallow. Looks fine at first, and then suddenly it's puffed up, melting, and about to explode. It's all about dopamine. Yeah, that feel-good chemical in your brain. Introverts and extroverts both have it, but introverts are more sensitive to it. So when an extrovert is out and about, their brain is like, woohoo, dopamine! Let's do stuff. Meanwhile, the introvert's brain is like, please, I beg you, no more dopamine. Just let me stare at a wall and recover. This is why a cozy night in, with a book and a soft blanket, can feel like heaven to an introvert. While to an extrovert, it feels like social prison. Now let's talk about the mind games. Because inside an introvert's head, it's busy. They may be quiet on the outside, but up in the control tower, a full-on symphony of thoughts is playing. There's overanalyzing, second-guessing, third-guessing, a sudden vivid flashback to something embarrassing they said 7 years ago. Introverts are internal processors. That means they often think things through before speaking. Extroverts, they process while speaking, so you'll hear them think out loud, talk through ideas, and maybe even change direction mid-sentence. Introverts, you ask them a question, and you'll get a pause. Not because they don't know the answer, but because they're busy running a background diagnostic check on all possible responses. And if someone interrupts that thought process, well, it's gone now, vanished. Please try again in 30 minutes. Let's take a walk through the social scenarios. Small talk? Introverts consider it a form of medieval torture, not because they're rude, but because it just doesn't go anywhere. How's the weather? Great. Cool. Awkward silence. Existential dread. But ask them what they think about time travel ethics, or whether AI will eventually develop a favorite pizza topping. Now you've got their attention. See, introverts don't dislike talking. They just prefer meaningful conversations. You know, deep stuff. Ideas, feelings, theories, philosophical rabbit holes that make your head hurt in a good way. They'd rather have one solid, soul-nourishing conversation than 15 surface-level ones. It's quality over quantity. Brain buffet over word salad. Ever wonder why introverts ghost parties? It's not because they're flaky. It's because their energy budget works differently. Social interaction, especially in big groups, is like a battery drain. Each interaction, each noise, each small talk exchange chips away at their charge. Eventually, the battery hits zero and they vanish. Like a ninja, with social anxiety, but give them time alone, quiet, space, solitude, that battery recharges like a phone plugged into a lightning cable. That's the real difference. Extroverts recharge around people. Introverts recharge away from them. One's a solar panel, the other's a battery pack. Both are valid. Just don't try to plug them into the same outlet. Let's talk relationships, friendships, dating, even coworkers. Introverts can seem standoffish at first. They're not quick to open up. They're cautious, like squirrels who've been burned before. But once they let you in, you've got a ride or die friend for life. Loyal, thoughtful, deeply present. Introverts aren't the ones talking over everyone. They're the ones listening, really listening, picking up on subtleties, remembering your favorite snack, and texting you that one oddly specific meme at 2 a.m. that made them think of you. They're not loud, but they're there. Consistently. Quietly, unshakably. Now here's a fun fact. Introverts make fantastic leaders. No, really. Studies have shown that introverted leaders often outperform extroverted ones, especially when managing proactive teams. Why? Because they listen. They think before they act. They don't bulldoze through with flashy speeches and fire up the troops' energy. They observe, strategize, and empower others to shine. That quiet guy in the back of the meeting room, he might just be plotting the next genius move, quietly, strategically, while sipping tea. And let's not forget the creative side. Introverts are often behind some of the greatest works of art, literature, music, and innovation, because solitude is their happy place, and solitude breeds creativity. Give an introvert time, space, and a notebook, and you might get a novel, a symphony, or at least a really intense Tumblr post. They go deep, and in a world full of noise, depth is kind of magical, but of course it's not always easy. In a world that often rewards loudness, confidence, and charisma, introverts can feel invisible, misunderstood, or pressured to be someone they're not. But here's the twist. Introverts don't need to be fixed, they need to be seen. For the deep thinkers, quiet creators, and loyal companions they are, they're not broken extroverts, they're complete humans, with an internal volume knob set to low and thoughtful. So what's really going on inside the mind of an introvert? It's not empty, it's not antisocial, it's not broken. It's busy, creative, curious, deep. It's a world of connections, just not always the kind you see. And given the right space, the right people, and a break between parties, introverts will absolutely shine. So next time someone's being quiet, don't assume they've got nothing to say. They might just be thinking it all through, watching, listening, or rehearsing a goodbye in their head 30 minutes before actually saying it. And if you are an introvert, hey, you're not weird. You're just tuned into a different frequency. And the world needs more people like you, even if you cancel plans 40% of the time. This has been Brain Scribbles. Thanks for sticking around inside the wonderfully weird world of the introverted brain. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more sciencey scribbles, and drop a comment if you've ever ghosted a party just to sit in your car and listen to lo-fi beats. We get it. We are you. See you next time. Unless we need to recharge first. Totally understandable.